on the screen is a sketch I made. I found a reference image and was captivated by a lavender field with a stone cottage. The sketch is finished and I'm starting to add color with watercolor. For now, I'm just applying a light, dilute layer of paint. I chose a natural hairbrush which holds water exceptionally well and is very pleasant to paint with. I drew the pencil sketch on 300 grams, 100% cotton paper. This kind of high-quality paper is best for watercolor painting. The cottage is indicated with a delicate wash. I continue with the tree near the house, again using less pigment, just a dilute layer. Finally, I'm getting to the lavender field. I prepare a beautiful purple color and indicate the background, the distant lavender field. I found that when I want to paint a truly beautiful, saturated color, it's best to use paint squeezed directly from the tube onto the palette. You can see this in the video. With paint used this way, you can achieve really beautiful, rich shades. So I'm highlighting the foreground lavender field. Naturally, the most saturated color must be in the foreground of the image, at the point closest to the viewer. I'm painting wet on wet so the colors bleed and blend nicely. I'm moving from of lavender in the middle section of the painting. I'm using two brushes for this, one dipped in purple and the other in green. I alternate them individually because the lavender is overgrown with grass and this method seemed easier to me. The lavender fields are now fully rendered. I've changed the water and am focusing on the cottage. The cottage in the lavender field is bathed in sunlight and will remain this light so its brightness is evident. It is a stone church. You can see a cross on it. Imagine what a beautiful, sunny day it is in the picture. To make this completely clear, I want to emphasize the shadows on the windows and by the door. Returning to the lavender, I had an idea. I'll start splattering a bit of purple paint into the lavender fields. It might look better. I covered the rest of the image, specifically the cottage, to keep the splatters off it. I continue splattering paint, but this time I'm also adding green, as lavender has green parts as well. I splattered a bit timidly. Perhaps I could have been bolder. I set aside the tissues, wiped away the drops of paint I didn't like, and tidied up the area around the picture a bit to avoid having splatters everywhere. An unexpected visit. Suddenly, someone interrupted my work. Our parrot, a male Neophema, flew onto my desk. This bird sometimes just takes a fancy to coming to the table and asking for seeds, which he likes very much. I stopped painting and spent a moment with the bird, who was persistent. He kept asking for food and perching on my hand. When your hand is occupied by a bird, you simply cannot work. The bird didn't want to leave and kept moving near the paints, so I gave him a few more seeds. I also gave them to him so you could see what it looks like to feed such a persistent bird who just got a craving for seeds. He didn't care at all that he was splattering empty shells around and making a mess on the table. The bird is peacefully pecking at seeds on the table while I continue painting the lavender, indicating the lavender spikes in the foreground. The bird doesn't mind at all that I'm focusing on the painting and not him, and he feeds calmly. Other birds noticed and came to join him. Suddenly, I didn't have one bird on the table, but two with two little beaks. In the video, you can see a bird with a blue head. That's a female Neophema, who is very shy compared to the red male, but sometimes she gets bold and comes to the table too. I ignore the mess and try to paint, but the bird was even reaching for the colors. I had to shoo her away with a wet brush. The paints could harm her if she happened to taste them. The birds have no intention of leaving and continue to keep me company while I paint. I think they didn't have enough seeds and are asking for more. One even walked across the painting, fortunately without damage. I tidy the table and try to continue, but the bird is back again wanting his seeds. Tell me, could you shoo him away? Could you really shoo away such a sweet little bird? I have a mess on the table and the bird is still persistent, but at least my painting with the lavender fields is drying in the meantime. Recently, my husband gave me a calligraphy brush with very fine hair, which is excellent for details. I'm using it to indicate the individual lavender spikes in the foreground of the field. In the background, the part of the field further from the viewer, there shouldn't be as much detail. I'm indicating the rows, but as simply as possible. I'm returning to the cottage, which also deserves a few more details. It's a stone cottage, so I'm indicating the stones so it's clear what it's built from. With a delicate favorite brush, I'm indicating tufts of lavender in the foreground in the shape of a small mound to show the raised form of the plant. At some point, you have to decide that the painting is finished. You could always continue, always add details, dots, or lines, but you simply have to say enough and conclude the work. Don't forget to sign the painting and write the date when you painted it, so you have a record of when this image was created. Later, when you look through them, you'll know when the image originated. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. See you next time. Bye! Thank you for watching. What did you enjoy about this piece, or what would you change? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.